Brew, are the Eagles in trouble?
No. And I predicted this. I would have been covered in confetti had your Patriots not won, and you one-upped me in the picks. But I picked this because I just felt they're going to lose at some point, the Eagles, and they'll probably lose another game or two or more. And, I thought this was a good chance for Denver to do that. But no, I don't think they're in trouble. Now, look, most people, when they don't win the Super Bowl this year, most people will say, you saw it all year. It just wasn't right. I'm not saying that. Like, I'm not picking them to win the Super Bowl. I'm not even picking them to get to the Super Bowl. When I say nothing's wrong, I mean they're still a top-flight contender. They will still be right there in the mix in the NFC playoffs with viewed as one of the top teams to go to the Super Bowl. So that's what I mean by nothing's wrong. I don't like the coordinator at this point. I'm sorry.
I don't know how you could.
Right. You weren't, and it seems like, Nick, and I'll bring up Baltimore quickly. Why can't they get the right balance? Now, I guess you can say last year the Ravens did with Henry going for almost 2,000 and Lamar having a great year. But this year they couldn't so far. And they go 4-0 with Jalen throwing it 25 times a game. Then out of the blue, you come out and he throws it 38, and you only run Saquon 6 times. That's the fewest amount of carries he's had as an Eagle for sure. But I believe in his entire career, in a game in which he didn't get hurt or wasn't coming back from an injury.
Literally, probably since he picked up a football.
Right? Yes. Actually, probably. You're absolutely right. And so I don't. And now, Nick, maybe, and I think you made a good point last week when you said maybe they're practicing. Maybe they're seeing, okay, can we throw it more? And I would be fine with that. I don't think that was the case, but I would be fine with that.
I don't think that would be a bad strategy.
No, I think they're fine. Obviously, the offensive line isn't what it was last year, but I think they can get it going again. And I do not think Saquon is washed. But I get it. His numbers aren't great. I would stand behind him and say he's still the same guy.
Don't you think there's a difference? There's a big delta, though, between washed and the exact same guy he was last year? Couldn't he be somewhere closer to, the guy of last year than washed, but not?
Yeah.
Because that's what I think. I don't think he's washed.
The numbers are insane. We wouldn't see this in any other player.
Well, we're seeing it with Derrick Henry right now.
Similar, 125 to 53.
And so, again, washed to me implies means your career's over.
Yeah.
I just think, do I think he is likely to have a down season? I do.
But like this?
I thought he'd get like 1,500 yards, which was saying a lot because nobody's ever done that.
And 1,200 I thought would have been a great year, and right now they'd sign up for it. I want to give you, Wilds, some real data and then some fuzzy data.
Love it.
Okay? The real data is, as I said last week, Philadelphia, play a normal game challenge, impossible. They have had, through 4 games, 2 of the 5 worst passing halves any team has had across the NFL this year. They now, through 5, so there it was. The Eagles, the worst half and the second worst passing half any team's had all year in any game. They now are on this same list for the worst rushing halves anyone has had in a game all year. And by the way, added fewest yards rushing, they had the lead most of the half. So in theory, some teams are down a ton and they have no choice, but no. So
and that's the second half. When you're up 17-3.
Exactly.
Heading into the fourth quarter, usually
so like the Lions at Green Bay were down the entire second half, week 1. They're not running the ball.
And you have a rushing quarterback.
So they can't.
It's not
on top of that.
So I am not opposed to them saying, let's work on the passing game during the game. But some semblance of normalcy or balance, I think, would be helpful.
Yes.
So that's the hardcore data.
Give me the fuzzy
Here's the
data.
fuzzy data. You know who thinks the Eagles are in trouble?
Oh, yeah.
Show. Kevin Wilde's tweets on the Eagles. The 21 days leading up to the Chiefs game. 18 in 21 days. Almost one a day. Since then.
Okay, let's actually have a real conversation about this and not, Wilds and the messages that he's posting on social media. Here's the reality, okay? Saquon Barkley isn't washed. He's not in decline. There has been legitimate issues with this O-line and coordinating. The Eagles have been incredibly predictable. And now in this game, the Eagles, despite what some people are trying to invent and make up, that they're listening to the media and this or that, as Romo perfectly discussed throughout this game, that the Philadelphia Eagles are very much taking what the defense is giving them, and this was what their game plan was. The problem is with this coordinator is he takes it too far. There's this idea how in the first few weeks it was like, this is our philosophy. We're going to be conservative. We're going to be smart. And like I said, they're putting the philosophy horse in front of the cart before the in front of the philosophy horse, whatever the heck I said a couple weeks ago. And now with this game, it's like, hey, we're not able to get the running game going. Everyone knows that we like to run a lot on first down. We're kind of predictable. And so now we're just going to keep throw. And it's like there's no balance in that. None. And Collinsworth talked about this in the Buffalo Bills game. And this is exactly how the Philadelphia Eagles played last year and are trying to play this year, where it's like, we know that you know what we want to do offensively. We know that you know that, but we just trust that we have the guys to get the job done. And a lot of that is with the O-line. And the Philadelphia Eagles are struggling, just like the Buffalo Bills are struggling in that regard as well, because it's a tough existence. But in terms of the passing game was actually beautiful. Jalen Hurts played awesome. Jalen Hurts made some beautiful big-time throws. Would have had even more, especially if A.J. Brown didn't quit on that one route. That's another touchdown. Another 60-plus yards, or, that's over 300 yards, et cetera. I mean, the fourth down throw to Devontae, that was then called back because of Saquon Barkley was a beautiful throw. Beautiful, I was going to say execution, but when you mess up the execution, but, kind of executed perfectly, kind of not. But Jalen Hurts changing the line, changing the call at the line of scrimmage setting. Saquon Barkley up for a wide open touchdown throw. The 3rd and 17 pass to Devontae, like there was a lot to love. But then there's no other rhythm to the play calling. And like Romo was talking about using the passing game now to set up the run, they didn't do that. They never really used the passing game to set up the run very much. And then they certainly didn't rely on it. And this is one of those things where it's like you want to take what the defense is giving you, but you also want to make the defense show you that they can stop you at your own game. And the Eagles did not do that. And again, this is a coaching and coordinating issue. And so if you want to say, are the Eagles in trouble because what are you going to do at coordinating? I don't know. Can they find their way? Can they be more balanced? Can they find their way through it? Is this just the issues that they're facing right now, early on in the season, going through some growing pains? Because Kempelo has shown you flashes of some pretty cool stuff. And then other moments when you're just like, bro, you just don't get it, do you? You just don't get it. And this is what I've talked about this now, and I'm going to be posting this video tomorrow. It's about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Seattle Seahawks. And this makes Baker Mayfield fans unhappy for whatever bizarre, weird reason. But Baker was protected in that pocket all day and was throwing to wide open receivers all day. And it's a coaching masterclass and an execution master ass. And you have to ask yourself, why can't A.J. Brown and Devontae and Dallas Goedert, et cetera, and Dodson, like, why can't they ever get that wide open? Why can't they ever get that open? How come when Jalen Hurts actually does have time in the pocket, there's times that Jalen Hurts is protected, has time in the pocket, and it's just like, okay, you want him to throw a 50-50 ball down the line outside the number, and it's just like you want him to just keep taking chances and keep taking risks, and it's like, why can't you ever just scheme people with any degree of reliability open? And now with this offense becoming predictable, Yeah, you're going to get Saquon Barkley have his numbers. Not to mention the O-line hasn't been great. Jalen Hurts has been pressured top in the NFL. And yet the Eagles were still able to find their way. They lost this game themselves. They were absolutely in a position to win this game, and they still could have come away with the win here. Especially if you don't get that penalty on Saquon Barker. You don't even have to go over the Bond penalty or the Dallas pass. You don't even have to go that far. Just go with the actual self-inflicted penalty. The mistake that the Philadelphia Eagles unquestionably made themselves, or the grounding, penalty on Bo Nix that was picked up. You don't even have to look that far. Look at what you can control, the mistakes that you made. A.J. Brown not running that full route, and all it does is take a slope for a second. That ball was clearly going to be caught if A.J. Brown actually just ran the route as he was supposed to. No question about it. No question. That changes everything. The Devontae Smith 4th down call, that changes everything. And now you come away with the win. You threw the ball a ton. Saquon Barkley didn't. It continues to open everything up. The defense played great. The defense had to have been exhausted at this point, but it was there. It was there. Listen, even the final, I forget how many seconds left, but there wasn't obviously a lot. 30 seconds, 25, whatever the heck it was. The fact that they even got to midfield and was able to even throw a catchable ball in the end zone was actually, I saw Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills. They had less time. They had like 10 seconds. They threw the ball once and like nothing else happened. He caught it, he hit the ground, and it was the game over, and it was like, oh wow, that was the best you had. Okay. And so I actually liked what I saw, because we never really saw the Eagles in this intense, oh my God, all hands on deck, no timeouts, no nothing, not a lot of time. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? And you saw what they could do. Something that they haven't really had to do a lot of. But I do think that this, you could look at this in one of two ways, and I'll end here. The Eagles are in trouble, and these problems are not fixable, and the coordinator is not going to get it and put these players in a position to succeed. He's not going to understand balance. He's not going to understand rhythm of play calling, etc., etc., etc. Or you could say, no, this is someone who's going to be learning, growing, and evolving. He's going to take player feedback. He's going to look at where this game went right, where this game went wrong, and he's now going to look at week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, etc., 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 and that you're going to be able to bring this all home together. That's going to be interesting. Don't have that question right now. But the constant obsession with this Philadelphia Eagles team, where no matter what happens, they just can't go right. Again, how they want to hang this on Jalen. See, this is what happens when you throw the ball, and it's just like Josh Allen turned the ball over multiple times. He lost to the New England Patriots at home. Clearly a worse team than the Denver Broncos. And again, I was both impressed and kind of like, oh, that wasn't great by Josh Allen, because that's what happens. That's what happens. Like, I was talking to someone in the comments section who's a big Josh Allen fan. He's like, Jalen Hurts took too many sacks. And it was just like, okay, then what did Josh Allen do with the red zone interception? Like, I don't understand the amount. Of perfection you expect these players to be able to play with. And Jalen Hurts was under pressure the entire game. He was top in the NFL in pressures he was like second or third to only Justin Fields. So, he was pressured as many times as Patrick Mahomes was in the Super Bowl. He dealt with the pressure certainly a lot better than Patrick Mahomes did. That's for sure. And it's like, so, those things matter, so these are things that you kind of have to just put together and figure out if you're the Philadelphia Eagles. But the doom and gloom, the panic, oh my God, it's over. It's ending. Saquon Barkley is washed. the Philadelphia Eagles can't win when they throw. Like, it's just exhausting. It's just exhausting, but those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. Again, please do not forget to subscribe. It is the best possible way to support the growth of this channel. Please do not forget to watch the full length of these videos. It is the best way to help these videos get the reach that I hope that they can get to. Puts me in the best possible position to continue to make the best possible Philadelphia Eagles videos that I can, so we can really build a special community that is firmly rooted in the sports talk world. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below about the Philadelphia Eagles. Are they in trouble? Is Saquon Barkley wash? Is Jalen Hurts overrated? Is Nick Sirianni just terrible? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. Please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.